Hey guys, this is HD, and I'm here with Husky, and as you guys can probably see already from the thumbnail, if not then you guys definitely see here, this is going to be an epic battle of, not of StarCraft, but rather of chess. And we are going to be duking it out here on the map known as the 64 tiles, at least that's how many boxes I think there are in chess. I might be wrong though, so I'm going to go ahead and go on with the first move. I think I have it set to be 15-second timer, but the main point of this video is not to watch me and Husky fight on chess. We're actually going to be talking about the latest patch, patch number 7 in StarCraft 2. And so if you guys are here to just listen to StarCraft 2 or get StarCraft 2 info, you can probably just close the video and watch us talk. And Husky, say what's up as I make the first move.
Alright, hey, what is going on, guys? And yes, I have to get my revenge for the devastating defeat here of the mini golf. And actually, this is really annoying to try and talk on Vent while playing chess and reading the patch notes. But that is just how hardcore we are. We are going to have some sick APM here to micro these units across the board. But I'm just going to go ahead and list off the units, or not the units, but the... I hope I ended my turn. Is it your turn now? Okay. Okay, good. So,
yes.
I'm
By the way,
going
I
to go
am
ahead and
white,
read
guys.
these.
I just got to mention that.
Yes, and so, the first update here, I have to make a move, though. Terran Banshee, health increased from 130 to 140. What do you think about that one, HD?
I don't know where Blizzard is getting their balance, numbers from, or their statistics, because I think that Banshees, as you guys all know, I call them Ban Cheese because, they are really, really... I think they're pretty buff already as they are, and I don't know why Blizzard felt like they needed to have a health increase because they're already really strong and they're good harassers, and I just don't know what Blizzard was thinking about that one.
You're going to run out of your 10 minutes so fast.
Check.
Oh my god. How is that check? Wait, isn't that my queen? Oh, what?
That's my king, buddy.
Okay, so I agree. I think that Banshees were already extremely powerful. I don't know why they were buffing them. There was really no weakness to them. I mean, obviously they can't shoot air, but they were very strong to begin with. And so, again, I don't really know why they did that. And missile turret, the damage has been changed from 7+7 armored to just straight up 12. What do you think about them changing it to 12 instead of having it be stronger against armored?
Yeah, this has actually a couple of implications, and what are you doing with that pawn? I'm just going to run back. This has a couple of implications for Terran, basically. I think that Blizzard wants to increase the ability for Terrans to have better anti-air, because as it stands right now, Terran's anti-air is absolutely disgustingly horrible. Without the Goliath, all they have is a Marine, right? So what they did was they basically buffed the missile turret instead of doing 7+7 versus armored to a flat 12. Now what does this do? Keep in mind a missile turret shoots 2 missiles, so it does do double damage, I believe. So now instead of doing 14 damage to a Mutalisk, it actually does 24 damage to a Mutalisk. So that is a big difference. That definitely helps the Terrans against Mutas. And on top of that, there is another part to this buff, to the missile turret, is that they've basically taken out the plus armor that... Are you going to make your move, Husky? By the way, they have...
I thought it was...
Yeah,
yes,
they have taken out the plus armor bonus for a lot of units, and so by doing that, they're removing the hard counters from the game, and I like that because I've got to say hard counters are kind of not what StarCraft is all about, and so now it's just a flat amount of damage instead of having this big bonus on top. So I like the change.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I think that Terrans are pretty good at anti-air because they do have the Vikings, and Marines are pretty gosh darn cheap. But I do want to agree with one of your points, and that I don't know what they were thinking, to be completely honest, with having hard counters in StarCraft 2. I really think that there's no place for... I just realized I can kill your queen. That was really fun. So yeah, I don't think hard counters have... I don't think counters have a hard place in StarCraft 2. I think that's why they're getting rid of their... Honestly, I would not be surprised if they completely revamped their damage system in the near future. This is just one step in that direction. They took out a hard counter like that. But we're going to quickly move on to the Thor so this video doesn't run too long. And the anti-air damage has been decreased from 10 plus 6 to 8 plus 4 light. So they do more damage. Well, they were still plus light. It was 10 plus 6 light, reduced to 10 plus 4 light. But it now deals splash damage in a .5 radius. I'm going to go ahead and talk about that first before I forget what I wanted to say. And that currently in StarCraft 2, there is not a single unit that does splash damage to air. Think about every unit in the game. Not a single one does splash damage that isn't a casted spell or some sort of ability. And so this is actually going to be the first unit now that can do splash damage to air, and I think that is a huge buff. And while I said I thought Terran's anti-air was fairly good already, I don't think this is going to put them as being overpowered or whatever. I think it's a good change. But we're going to talk about Terrans in a little bit. They're actually doing really well. So while a lot of these changes we may agree with, it may overall be a little bit too much. That's my thoughts anyways.
Yeah, I actually wanted to backtrack one quick thing. What I meant earlier when I said Terran's lack of anti-air, I guess what I meant was lack of Terran ground-to-air, because you do make a good point. The Viking is a great anti-air unit, but I still feel like Terran's ground-to-air is still very basic with just Marines. So what I wanted to get to is, besides the buff to the missile turret, they also buffed the Thor for air-to-air with that increased ability to splash, which is the first unit that can splash against air. I think that, StarCraft 2 needs more air splash, and so I guess this is another step that Blizzard is trying to make to basically make the Thor kind of more effective against air, similar to the Goliath, since that is the unit. I guess it's kind of replaced, but I don't know. I feel like Blizzard still needs to, put a Goliath in or put a unit similar to the Goliath, because the Thor just costs way too much for a ground-to-air based unit, and is more of like an ultraless killer, if anything, than a ground-to-air unit. But yeah, I think I like this change, and if anything, I don't know, Blizzard it seems like they're kind of going around the loop instead of just putting a Goliath in or a unit similar to the Goliath.
Okay, so moving on to the Protoss High Templar, the Psystorm radius has been decreased from 2 to 1.5. I can feel my blood pressure rising already, but go ahead and take this one away first.
Okay, so I was looking on Team Liquid, and somebody apparently did a very cool equation, which I looked over, and it makes perfect sense, actually. They just figured out exactly what the area reduction was in terms of percentage by using the good old formula area of a circle equals pi r squared, I believe. So basically they just did the equation, and they figured out that the nerf to Protoss Psystorm was a good 40 or 45%, something like that. That's a pretty big area nerf, I've got to say. So I think that I don't know why they nerfed Psystorm. I thought it was a great ability, and I didn't think it was that overpowered. Because it's already been nerfed compared to Brood War.